Hello, my name is Jessica. I lived in a town where everyone knew each other. It was the kind of place where neighbors waved from their porches, and children played in the streets until the sun dipped below the horizon. The town had a charm that was both timeless and comforting, with its cobblestone streets and vintage storefronts. Every corner of the town held a memory, a story waiting to be told. My parents, both doctors, worked long hours. They were dedicated to their profession, often leaving before dawn and returning well after dusk. Their commitment to their patients was unwavering, but it meant that I spent a lot of time alone. The hospital was like a second home to them, a place where they were needed, respected and admired. Their absence left a void in my life. The house, though filled with beautiful things, felt empty without their presence. I would wander from room to room, seeking comfort in the familiar surroundings, but finding only echoes of laughter and conversations long past. The silence was deafening, a constant reminder of what was missing. Ruben was more than just an uncle. He was a friend, a confidant, and a mentor. He had a way of making the world seem less daunting, his presence a steady anchor in the turbulent sea of my emotions. We would sit for hours on the porch swing, talking about everything and nothing, the gentle creak of the swing, a soothing backdrop to their conversations. He had a warmth that drew me to him. His smile was infectious, his eyes twinkling with a mischievous glint that promised adventure. He had a way of making even the most mundane tasks seem exciting, and his stories of far-off places and daring escapades captivated my imagination. I admired him deeply, not just for his kindness, but for the way he saw the world, with wonder and curiosity. We would spend hours talking, sharing secrets and dreaming of the future. Our conversations were a mix of light-hearted banter and deep, meaningful discussions, and finding comfort in each other's company. Our bond was a sanctuary, a safe haven where I could be herself without fear of judgment. In a world that often felt overwhelming and isolating, our relationship was a beacon of light, guiding her through the darkest of times. Ruben was an artist. Not just any artist, but one whose soul seemed to be intertwined with his craft. His studio was a sanctuary, a place where the chaos of the world outside melted away, leaving only the pure essence of creativity. The walls were adorned with his masterpieces, each telling a story, each a window into his vibrant imagination. He encouraged my dreams, my passions. Ruben was not just a mentor but a cheerleader, always pushing me to reach for the stars. He believed in my potential, even when I doubted herself. His words were like a gentle breeze, lifting my spirits and giving her the courage to pursue my aspirations. He taught me that it was okay to dream big, to take risks, and to follow my heart. With each passing day, our connection deepened, evolving into something more profound. It was a bond that transcended the ordinary, built on mutual respect and understanding. We shared not just our thoughts and dreams, but also their fears and insecurities. It was a relationship that enriched both our lives, bringing a sense of fulfillment and joy that neither had experienced before. And finally that day came. I was out and running with my uncle and he said, "Jessica, you can borrow the shower and we can order a pizza and relax together." I said okay. He went and got me a towel. I go into his bathroom and I close the door and I start to undress. I put the towel on the toilet and I go into the shower. I didn't know if the door was going up or what happened. As I showered I felt a bit of cold air come into the bathroom. I put shampoo in my hair and I massaged it into my hair. It felt amazing and I heard my uncle's voice. "Do you want some help with that?" I turned around and saw Uncle Ruben behind me. "But what are you doing, Ruben?" "Relax, Jessica, we just showered together," and he kissed me on the cheek. He turned me around and he started to put shampoo on my shoulders and my back. I felt his hand slide up on my belly. He kissed me on my neck and said, "Let me have you, Jessica." I said no. "No, Ruben." But it was too late. It was inside me and slide deeper and I say, "Oh God." He kissed me. "This would be good, Jessica," he whispered in my ear and I felt him bite me in my earlobe. It was not hard, but I felt it and I felt something happen. He turned me around, kissed me on my lips and says, "I love you, Jessica. I am crazy about you." I felt the water over and it happened. After that day I found myself seeking Ruben's company more and more. I loved our walks in the woods, his hand brushing against me. His laughter was a melody that chased away my loneliness. We would stay up late, talking about life, dreams and everything in between. His presence was a comfort. his touch a spark that ignited something deep within me. I felt alive, cherished, loved. Yet a shadow of unease began to creep into my heart. The line blurred, innocent touches lingered, stolen glances spoke volumes. Each moment we spent together seemed to stretch into eternity, filled with an unspoken tension that neither could ignore. The air around us crackled with an electric charge, a silent acknowledgement of the feelings we were too afraid to voice. Every brush of our fingers, every accidental touch was a promise of something more, something deeper. It was as if the universe itself was conspiring to bring us closer, to make us confront the desires we had long buried. Our laughter held a new intimacy, charged with unspoken desires. It was no longer just a simple expression of joy. It was a language of its own, filled with hidden meanings and secret longings. Each shared joke, each burst of laughter, was a way to bridge the gap between them, to communicate the feelings we couldn't put into words. The world around us faded into the background, leaving just the two of them in their own private bubble of connection and understanding. I felt a magnetic pull towards Reuben, a longing that scared and thrilled me. I had always prided myself on my self-control, on my ability to keep my emotions in check. But with Reuben, all of that seemed to melt away. I found myself drawn to him in ways I couldn't explain, my heart racing every time our eyes met. It was a feeling that was both exhilarating and terrifying, a whirlwind of emotions that left me breathless and yearning for more. His eyes, once warm and comforting, now reflected a passion that mirrored my own. There was a fire in his gaze, a burning intensity that spoke of desires long suppressed. It was as if he could see into my very soul, understanding me in ways no one else ever had. Every look we shared was a silent conversation, a dance of emotions that left us both breathless. It was a connection that went beyond words, a bond that was as undeniable as it was forbidden. The realization hit me like a tidal wave. It was a moment of clarity, a sudden understanding of the depth of her feelings for Reuben. I had tried to deny it, to convince myself that it was just a passing infatuation. But now there was no escaping the truth. I was in love with him, and it was a love that defied all logic and reason. It was a love that consumed me, leaving my feeling both exhilarated and terrified. What should I do now? Should I run away from him or listen to my heart? This wasn't just familial affection, it was something far more profound, more dangerous.